You get copyrighted for big subs?
I always get copyrighted. Hey, throw some, Holly boy. What you doing?
Hey.
Bro, I just heard this one for the first time last week. I think just put this out. Miss Snoop, man, welcome to the Really Good Podcast, man. Home of the Really Good Podcast. We got the gang here, Ollie Boy in the cut. He's our newest addition to the podcast.
Man, you love being with us. You love having you with us, Ollie.
That's how you get yourself a job, man. Just show up. Just show up and keep showing up.
Hey.
And just kind of get in the way until they just got to adjust to you. Like, yeah, shit, he's part of the pod now. So yeah, if you're watching this, like and subscribe. It's episode 46.
Let's go.
Man, this is the Joe Biden episode, president number 46.
Okay.
Joe Byron, take me out to dinner.
No sleepers, no sleepers.
No sleepers. We have an
Let's go, Brandon.
Action-packed Brandon. Which one's Brandon? What was that from?
He was a NASCAR driver and he was like, fuck Joe Biden.
Oh, you know what? I fucked it up. I was watching the press conference, the pre-fight press conference for the Francis Ngannou fight, and one of the dudes was named Brandon.
No.
So I'm like, where did I just hear that? I just saw someone with that name. Nah, totally unrelated.
Yeah, they made it a political thing. And then Joe Biden was like, oh, how do you feel about, I guess the NASCAR driver, or he said, how do you feel about Let's Go Brandon? He was like, let's go Brandon, or like supporting it, but he didn't know that dude was like, fuck Joe Biden.
Oh, that's funny. Let's go, Brandon. That man is not worried about no fucking NASCAR race. Oh, yeah, what? Power to him. Man.
Also, like and subscribe, Noti Bell. You guys already know that. But we all on TikTok now. We all on TikTok now.
Oh, yeah, that's
the Really Good Pod.
Facts.
We got Kai Shoots. We got Rizzy Gang music. And we got to keep it real, baby. We going
Next
live.
is the Really Good Podcast.
Yeah.
How you not say the fucking podcast TikTok?
I said that one first. Are you deaf?
No, did he?
I did.
Nah, he didn't.
I did. We'll watch it
all right,
back.
let's just stop. I'll bring out the laptop. We'll watch it all back then. That's like the Joe Budden pod before they split. When shit started getting awkward, sometimes you watching like, I'm getting a little tense watching this episode. Like,
with a knife.
I don't think that was really an appropriate reaction from either of them. They
you got people in the comments. I saw this 5 episodes ago.
Bro, yeah, they start being at each other's throats. You could just see the tension, bro. It's like,
I whoop your ass. I beat your ass.
Who says we're friends? Oh fuck, like. Off camera, they probably, I don't know. Let's see, because you know how it is, especially you arguing on a pod. Then like after the camera's off, then it's just like quiet. Everyone just like packing and shit. You feel like for them, like it probably was mad quiet. Like after that, like, cause that shit's awkward.
That
shit. So you got money involved and all that shit.
Yeah, and there's man. Do you watch either podcast now?
No.
Joe.
Wow.
I don't watch either.
I watch Joe more.
Yeah, exactly. I watch more Joe, but I couldn't tell you the last time I finished a Joe Budden podcast. I'm just not the demographic. Like it's like old nigga barbershop convo. So I tap in, see what they on. I feel like they do a great job. It's just like it's not the same show, so it's not reaching the same demographic. I feel like it's an older audience for sure now.
Yeah.
I'll tap into Rory and Malls if they have a guest that I like. Like I watched the rest one like halfway through.
Bro, I don't want to hate on Rory and Mal. Oh, my bad. You finished.
But I'm about to hate on him.
My bad.
I haven't been watching them like that.
Well, I like that they put out a lot of different forms of content. I think they kind of have to, because I get a little bored if I'm just watching the two of them. Yeah. Bro, I saw a tweet. It was like, man, I really tried to give them a chance, but they're just missing something, and that something is Joe, unfortunately. And that's how I feel when I'm watching that pod.
Yeah, they don't step on each other's toes like that.
Yeah, they're not really going to get at it. But also, a lot of the stuff that they produce, like, for example, they did an interview with Bow Wow, right? But they did like
Shad
a
Moss.
kitchen, Shad Moss, like a cooking segment, and they're all filming it, recording together. But I guess during it, Rory's talking to Shad. Nah. It wasn't Shad Moss. I think Mal was standing with Shad Moss. Sorry, it's 4 of them. Shad Moss is there, plus the guy that is the cook or whatever, right? It's 4 of them. And basically, Rory is trying to interview the dude. Like, they're all chopping it up, but he's sitting down. Like, they're trying to have an interview within the 4 of them, hanging out, trying all this new ice cream. And, bro, like, while he's asking them questions, they still have Mal's mic hot and Bow Wow. So it's like they're having this little side conversation. Yeah, man, these ice creams is fire, bro. Yeah. Meanwhile, this guy's trying to like talk about his business. Like, yeah, you know, we started in this year or whatever. Yeah, we got to get some of that. Yeah, man, it was really weird. I'm like, bro, this is like really not well done. Like, these are like the learning curves that we would have had in the beginning, but
I thought they would already have these things.
Yeah, you should
ready.
It is a different story when you go from being someone who's on a podcast to someone who's running a podcast. And
facts.
we've seen, bro, every single thing they produce, to be honest, there's been audio issues, there's been different things. I'm over there in the comments. The editor should have muted off those 2 mics, but I assume y'all might have been using lav mics, so it's all tied into one audio. How about you learn and fix that? Now, I wasn't hating like that, but I was like, that audio needed to be cut because
that's simple
you
stuff
couldn't
that you
focus.
can learn on YouTube. Like, you should know that still, or having worked inside of audio and work, or hire somebody that works on that. So it's like,
they
but
never
you
wore
was
the
just showing up.
headphones.
You was just
Yeah,
showing
They
up.
never,
with the
they
pod.
never wore the headphones.
no,
But
true.
but it is cool seeing them really get creative. I wonder if now, after doing all this stuff, if they have any other appreciation. Not saying that anyone was right, but like for when you're the guy who has to actually build up the podcast and worry about every little detail of it and worry about all these different ways that things are being done, because some of those things, like watching, it's like, oh yeah, it's definitely like a learning curve. I think there are a problem with that, maybe because sometimes with the lav mics, all the audio is on one it all becomes one stereo track, so you can't cut out things like that. But shit, y'all the pros.
You gotta figure it out.
Also, did you see them when they went with the self-defense guy?
No, I didn't watch it.
No.
They went on it, bro. It was kind of annoying, like, cause it's like we want to see this dude legit, like, is this stuff, and like Rory was trying to be funny, but like, you know, he just gonna keep blah blah. Nah, see, I shot you. Blah, nah, I shot you. And the guy's like trying to like show him and stuff, and it's like he was trying to make it funny, but it's like the funniness would have come and you guys actually like
Just doing it.
Yeah. Instead, you're just like, okay, what? Put it. Oh yeah, I shot you. I shot you. Yeah, it's like, bro. No one's really getting a laugh out of that little quick shit. Like,
And
that's,
somebody
we wanna
already
see
did
that.
that. Like, everybody that goes to that guy, they're gonna do that.
I think
And
they.
like,
I feel like they were the first ones though. Honestly, I feel like they kind of started like.
Nah, there was
Maybe
this
I'm
one
wrong.
guy. It was this Asian dude, and he looked pretty solid with the gun. Like he was the first one, at least that I saw, that he shot him, and like before he even grabbed it, he pulled away, and it looked like he knew what he's doing with the gun.
Yeah, but some people are like misjudging what like. Well, first of all, a lot of his stuff does seem kind of gimmicky, and also none of that stuff is useful if you haven't practiced a large amount of repetitions. If you're just trying to freeball it, it's never going to happen, especially when you're a adrenaline pumping. That's why, like military, they train all these little mechanisms so much, all these little movements, unloading, reloading very quickly. They have a specific way that they drop their mag every single time. Because when you're in the heat of the moment, that shit's not going to register. If someone puts a gun to your face, your first instinct, if you haven't trained, is not going to be, oh, he said, grab right here, turn it, elbow off the side, rip through the finger. If you haven't trained it like that, so that's why all the shit he does, even if you argue that it works, is dangerous. Also, he acts like he's the first to create a form like that. Krav Maga has been around for a very long time. Israeli Defense Force, IDF, they've been using that for years, and that's genuinely, you can see the practitioners and what they've been able to do.
Travis showed me that in the 6th grade.
In the 6th grade, I was showing this nigga some shit.
Boom!
I had him.
And he was a kid at the time, snowboard.
Let me show you.
I'm over here on my knee.
Oh yeah, that motherfucker make you bow when someone grab you like.
Yeah.
Still got that
Backwards,
one.
backwards and upside down
I felt like a bitch because it was just like this one was younger than me.
I get mad. That would be manhandling me back then.
Damn.
But what was it? Oh yeah, so seeing that one, man, academics was on them because he's like, imagine if I had to do some shit like that. I'm off with this nigga from TikTok doing these videos. I was like, yeah, I mean, you could knock it, but he's just gonna shit on him every time he's ahead of him, which he probably always will be. But yeah, I saw that one. I was just like, man, it's cool seeing them that they're always making different types of content, but that one wasn't winning me over.
Yeah, I just feel like.
Oh, sorry, last thing, I forgot it. Okay, last thing, we were talking about the defense shit. Yeah, some people misinterpret that, like, it's like if you're trying to learn the defense and I'm putting the gun to your face. Obviously, if I'm going backing up and I'm ready for you to snatch it, yeah, you're gonna die. Like that's. It's a high stakes game you're playing when we're talking about disarming someone with a firearm. So you're not really proving anything. That's like if he reaches for the gun and you just fire on him, boom, boom. Well, yeah, that's how you die. Like this is not a and B or like A to Z, just everything works out perfectly. You're relying on the fact that the average person that's going to mug someone is not they're not prepared for that type of stuff. So you standing there a foot away, keeping your range and backing up. That's like the difference between like sucker punching someone and us getting in a stance and it's not comparable. So it's like we're talking about the guy that, and a lot of people, bro, I seen, bro, got robbed at a sprint. They gonna jam that bitch right in your chest to make a point. Bro, they're lining themselves up to get disarmed. It's not someone with fucking two hands going like, bro, what are you, disarming a cop?
Yeah,
like dead ass, like that's like you're not gonna be able to disarm a cop either, bro. They sitting with that motherfucker, boom. They just come on now, like. That's why all that training is built for. Same thing with Krav Maga. Like, it's not the same as when we like train in our boxing and shit like that, or like MMA training. that's training for someone who is trained as well, which is why you're still going to demolish someone who's not trained. But a lot of like Krav Maga and self-defense mechanisms, they're training for real life stuff, like you get choked from behind, someone's grabbing you from the side. Also, just basically the biggest thing is for the average attacker who's throwing these looping blows. Yeah. You're still taught the same defenses and stuff like that, but you're not doing it for sport. So a lot of shit ends with a kick to the groin, eye gouges. Well, I never did learn no eye gouges, but kick to the groin, like, yeah, bro, like it's on some kill you shit. Like whatever it takes, kill you, punch you in the throat. Like that shit's, it's some wild stuff. But people just, it's a different game.
Yeah, you guys like the Detroit guy?
What?
You like the Detroit guy? Like you watched the full podcast of him, right? Or like
I watched some of it. Are you talking about the No Jumper interview?
Yeah.
I watched some of it, and I just got like, I want him to sit in front of Joe Rogan. Let Joe Rogan call him up, and I want to see how that conversation plays out. Because you can say all that shit to Adam. Yeah, I that's when I started creating this art form that had never really been done before. At this, what about Krav Maga? I need to hear that answer, because that's been around for way longer than than you have been around. So it's like, that's cool. You can get off of whatever when you're sitting in front of Adam. It was cool to know he had done other stuff and whatnot, but it just doesn't hold that much weight. Go talk to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, he's just talking this shit though, because in 2022, 2021, you're not creating a new fighting style. Like we've seen every single way you could possibly fight. Like, like what do you like? We've been here for what, centuries and like hundreds of millions of years. Like how much can you do with your fucking hands and arms like that we haven't seen? So it's like you didn't create any new fighting shit, like nothing at all. So like, he's just talking this shit, getting his 15 minutes.
Yeah, he's definitely marketing it well.
I liked one thing he talked about when he was talking about other art forms like karate and like kung fu, stuff like that. He was saying like he didn't really like just learning their I forgot the terms he used, but just kind of more of like
style.
Not the training style, but like he doesn't really care to be learning your I guess not mindset, but it's almost like you're getting your inner chakra and shit like that. Like he's more focused on the actual combat, and that's true with a lot of those martial arts. Like it's been very much proven like they're not that effective when you're going against like a karate expert is gonna get killed by a kickboxer or any MMA guy. So many of these martial arts, just the standard ones, you can't just have that and try to compete MMA. Like those guys get destroyed. But I just, in terms of what he was talking about, he didn't care about like their old world view and like learning about, because that's how I feel about certain yoga. Like when I'm doing yoga, I have a training background, I have a muscle background, corrective exercise. Like I'm thinking about my muscles and what it's doing to the muscles as far as stretching them, compressing them, and then having like isometric holds and stuff. Yeah. I don't need to hear about like release your inner beings and the stress.
You don't need the motivation talk.
I'm not here for that. I'm here for the actual body reps. Stuff. You're just inputting like your mindset and your theory of this stuff. But I didn't come for yoga theory. I came for the actual yoga itself.
I see. Yo, who's Francis Ngannou fighting soon?
Sinom. So fuck. What's his name? I know. I was just watching.
What's his name?
No. It starts with a C. Is the second one. They used to be.
He sound Muslim.
Used to be at the same camp.
There's a Muslim named as Ashfaqmiya.
Ashfaqmiya.
Oh, Cyril Gane. That's why I couldn't.
The syrup's
gone. You think it's gonna be a good fight? Because I heard that Francis.
CIRYL space GANE. That's why you ain't remembering that shit. Cyril Gane.
This is the UFC fight, right?
Yeah.
Because I recently heard that Francis Ngannou was talking about he was gonna transfer over to boxing.
He genuinely can, because this is his last fight on his UFC contract, and they haven't been able to work out one. And he's trying to get that fight with Tyson Fury. And that really could happen. And like Tyson Fury's trying to make it happen. I just think the only thing that could get in the way is they both keep saying different shit. Like, we gonna wear the 4-ounce gloves, the MMA gloves, and we'll do stand up, whatever, or we'll do boxing gloves, MMA rules. And I'm like, boxing gloves, MMA rules just means that you can't grapple. You're not going to really be able to grapple and submit as easily, but you could still
clinch a little more.
You just don't have, I mean, it's the same shit. You're going to be more standing up. It's more of a kickboxing exhibition just because you don't have the mobility of your hands. But that means you could still kick. Francis could still throw his ass around, slam him down.
I like boxing rules and MMA gloves.
Yeah, for that, I'm like, good. What's the point? Like,
because it's like smaller gloves, and it's damn near like close to bare knuckle at that point. So somebody's gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be a brawl. Because it's like them little ass gloves, and you're just fucking swinging those big ass heavyweights. Like somebody comes across with a hook.
That's what the fans want, man.
That's facts, but
like less blocks, like way less blocks.
But blocking is good. It would be more difficult. Because I would say, like, bro, the 16-ounce gloves, like, the rate that these guys are able to fire it at, like you're getting more mass. That's why like boxers get worse brain damage. Well, actually, that's not the only reason.
But that's why Mayweather likes the bigger gloves because he could block and it's like less damage for real on you because it's a wider space for impact.
That's why a lot of people think. You've probably heard Joe Rogan talk about it. Bare knuckle fighting is
the safest.
They promote that because. Yeah, it's safer in a sense. People think it's the worst thing. The thing that makes it worse is that you're gonna cut way more easily just because your hands are so bony.
Yeah.
But the way you're like when I have a glove on and I'm completely wrapped, I can just fling for you. Like I don't have to really worry about. I mean, fighters still break their hands, but that's because they're literally just flinging without having to worry about nothing.
Yeah.
When we're bare hand boxing, every time I miss and I hit your elbow, I hit this. I have to be very conscious of that. And people's heads are very.
It's a skull. It's fucking
it's
rock
a skull,
hard.
bro. That shit is.
Well, the thing about boxing or like with the gloves is that it's repeated you getting your head hit. So it's like if I keep jabbing you 100 times, that's gonna hurt more than you with bare knuckle because you're probably gonna get knocked out faster in bare knuckle. So it's like you're really just taking that initial hit, whatever impact you hit on the ground. Whereas boxing, for a whole fight, you could stand in the ring with somebody and just have your head getting knocked around. So like that's way more of your brain moving around inside of a glove from a glove versus like an actual more bare knuckle.
Damn,
shit.
that's
with the
wild.
you can't. You have to be the person firing it bears more risk basically to themselves, so that you can't
for
just
bare knuckle.
That's what I'm. Yeah, so you can't just fire
Just
off.
be firing
crazy.
off
You can't
like
just.
that,
But the reason, especially why CTE in boxing is worse than MMA, is MMA you get dropped, they're gonna get on you, and usually those strikes aren't gonna be that of great damage because you're down and whatnot. I mean they can be, but boxing you're getting dropped, wobbling around, getting back up, doing the count, and now you're coming back for more when you just took heavy damage to your brain.
Yeah.
Damn. Hey, I'm gonna reset the cameras, and then I got a question for y'all.
All right,
I got a question. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
That's a cool lighter.
Oh, that's his baby right now. That's his baby.
How long before you lose it?
Bro, this fool Ollie keeps drooling on me, man.
I can't lose this real quick.
All right, so let me just draw out this scenario. Let's say the love of your life. You guys have been trying to have a baby for a very long time, and finally you get her knocked up.
That's my current situation,
and,
actually.
And then she ends up getting pregnant. Day of the pregnancy, day of the delivery, boom, she's in the hospital. Doctor hits you with the news. Hey, so it's either we could save the baby or we could save her. What are you doing?
Save her.
Why?
I don't even know this nigga. I've had him a day in my life. I known her for all this time. What? We'll try again. Easy call. Unfortunately. But don't call it an abortion. Call it a decision. Because it was one or the other.
Man. Yeah.
What about the children, bro?
Yeah, fuck. I already met him. I don't.
But this is like your only shot at having a baby. Type
like
shit, like because you guys have been trying for so long and it's like it hasn't been
so
working.
She dies so I could have the baby.
Bro, you get to have half of her.
Nah.
That's not enough. I'd rather just have the whole her. And I was about to say none of him, but that don't really sound right. And I keep saying him. Would you care about? Well, actually, I don't know if y'all have. What do you think? Is the answer different? Because I want to know what y'all think about having a guy or girl. Like where y'all heads is at. But
it don't matter because I want to have two. You feel me? So, but if I have like two girls, I'm done. If I have two boys, I'm done. Like I'm not gonna go for a third. But like it's like it's a 50-50 chance. When I was younger, I was like, oh, I don't want a girl, I want a boy. But like now it's like, hey, you really don't know. And like if I had a girl, I wouldn't be mad at all. Like that's a baby girl, you know.
Yep.
I feel like girls are a little bit more expensive versus guys.
Yeah, a little
that's
bit.
funny.
That's one of the reasons I just like. I always thought about it. I was like, damn, like I would love to have a boy and a girl. You know, that's like one of each. But at the same time, like having boys in the house, it's like that's kind of dope as hell. You know, the only thing is like boys, we nasty as hell. We stink. We're not even slick like we think we are. But it's like it's the luck of the draw. So I would be happy with a boy and a girl. I don't mind having both.
Yeah, I'm totally chill either way, but I want to have like 3 kids. I want at least one of them to be a boy, just so like hoop dreams.
Yeah,
I'll be the next LeVar. Same with the girls too. I'll get them in. They'll probably, bro. I mean, honestly, I feel like when you have a daughter too, like especially if she gets some height, I think you can genuinely like get her to the WNBA. Like if I have her doing dribble, bro, you see how nice I've gotten Nasra. She motherfucker. 3-ball. Man, I really feel like I could get it. Even if I have daughters, I could still get them to the WNBA. But also, hey, have you? The light was fucking up.
This shit is hella bad. Like, no, I don't think I'm doing it to her. It might be that one.
Oh, good thing you brought up the WNBA. I gotta.
But What was I gonna say? Have you seen Have you seen the gymnastics coach on TikTok? The one who be with the girls and he be kind of hard on them. Like he be sorry, I don't think it's gymnastics. It's like a cheerleading coach. He be like flipping them up and catching them, but he be like getting on them when they mess up and stuff.
It's not his daughter, right? It's a different guy.
I've seen one where it's his daughter, and then one where he's just a coach.
Did he have one of the clips where she was doing?
It sounds like
flip?
you've seen it though. You've seen it some type of shit where he's throwing
well,
a little girl.
There's like multiple of them.
So either way, if you get the idea, yeah, bro. Seeing those, like one of them I saw was just like the sweetest thing, like how the girl got so happy. Then she said like, "Oh, let's get food after" or something like that, and I was like, man, that shit made me want to have a daughter, bro.
Oh, I've seen the dad, like she'll get really hard on herself. And she'll start crying because she got really scared that she didn't land it. Like she almost felt like she was gonna fall. But it was just like seeing his parenting was like it was so genuine. Like I really liked that. That was like really heartfelt to watch.
It's genuine until she gets rammed out by the team, you know.
Oh my God! See?
Imagine your daughter.
Negative energy, bro. Negative energy. Oh, bro.
That's the other possible. That's the other side of the coin. You have a daughter who's just out there, just.
I think every action that people do though, like it has something to do with their mindset, and I think it does have something to do with their upbringing, regardless.
Exactly.
So it's like,
yeah.
I mean,
but there's some girls who's like, okay, nothing wrong with it, but I wouldn't want my daughter to be a porn star. But like if she's like grew up regular ass home, regular ass family, everything's cool, but she just wants to be a porn star, like I still accept her and love her, but like I wouldn't just be
doubt it.
Like that one guy from Matrix. What's the not?
Oh, Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh, yeah.
His daughter, like she made a lot of choices in her life that like doesn't point her in the best light, and like he had to keep going through these times. Like she was a porn star. She had like these she got caught up with drugs. She was a stripper. It was like a lot of different things. She just kept going up and then coming back down, going up, coming back down. It's like that side of it. It's like I don't know whether we don't know how she was raised, but it's like your dad is pretty loaded and shit, but that's not enough, you know? So it's like I wonder what went wrong there type shit.
Yeah, and it has to just be like a mindset, because it's like
something went wrong, but shit, people's sons do the same shit. If my son is out there robbing people and doing some crazy stuff and he's like drugged out and stuff, yeah, it probably has something to do with his upbringing regardless. Like I'm looking at myself like I definitely went wrong somewhere.
Yeah, but I think it's easier with the son because it's like he's a grown-ass man, so it's like you can dismiss it, I guess, easier. I mean, she's a grown woman too, but it's like, damn, baby girl. I don't know. As a father, I feel like it would be like more like baby girl versus like your son doing some shit like that. You'd be like, bro, get the fuck out of here. You know, like it's more like tough love in that sense. Like in that sense, because
I just like think that shit's not happening. You raise them a certain way, like. I don't see it.
Like we're just talking about in the case that it's not a guarantee that they raised. Like you did everything quote unquote by the book perfectly. Like you disciplined when you needed to discipline. You did everything, but then they're just in their head. It's like they just do it when they're doing, and that's some people. Like
it's like remember in You, the dad who ends up killing himself because he finds out what his son had did. It's like he felt like a failed father. Like I know these are just characters in a fucking show, but it does highlight some issues, you know? Like especially like you I guess you're not involved enough in your son's life or whatever it was to teach him from right and wrong. So it's like he goes out and makes his choices, and then you find out about it later and you feel like the failed parent. Yeah. You know?
I think that guy, his wife had like paid to get the son into school.
Oh yeah.
So that's why he was like, felt like the whole thing was like built on a lie.
Oh yeah.
And what if your kid's a fucking idiot?
Yeah, bro. I just feel like it's your fault. Like it's like, bro, it's like dogs. Like, bro, they always say like the dog. It's just funny to say it's like dogs, but like it's always the owners, right? When a dog is acting bad, like it's always pretty much a reflection of the owners. Like when you let certain things get away, certain things aren't taught. They just like it's not their fault that they act so crazy. Dogs are super domesticated animals. And they're super receptive to things. And that's why, like, you don't really see dog trainers that are like, nah, I couldn't train this one. No, they can train all of them. The problem is shit won't last because they get back with the owner. And then the owner's back to not really know how to enforce certain rules. Like, look at how the little ones be acting, bro. They don't act like, even Ollie Boy acts better. He pick up bad habits from him. But nah, it's just different. Like, what are you allowing? What are you teaching them? What's instilled in your kid? Like, and I feel like a lot of that is similar as parenting, just in terms of, like, certain things are going to be instilled. Certain, like, I don't know, like, the mindset of your kid. I don't think LeBron's kids are going to be out there doing porn. Like, I don't think. We don't know shit about what really goes on in the household, but he really does seem to be a very involved guy. I know he has
all the games. That's just, like, crazy.
Yeah, like, I don't think, I mean, D Wade's kids are gonna go off and, like, do porn. Like, certain parents that just seem like they're involved, I don't see their kids having these crazy ass weird spirals.
Yeah.
Steph's daughter, I don't think so.
You know, like some people, you know how like a lot of people were like jealous of some kids that would be able to go out to all these parties and everything.
Yeah, I was
in high
mad
school?
jealous.
Super jealous. But then next thing you know, you get older and you kind of appreciate that, like, oh, I had to stay at home for this reason. Goddamn, motherfucker. Got it this way. You trying to get out of here? Perfect. Okay, but yeah, like
Another host down.
I know.
No.
Look, they'll be back. But what was I saying again? The daughter.
You were
Oh,
saying
people being
were jealous about party, not gonna go to
like,
parties.
You know, there's a lot of people who were hot shit in high school, you know, because they'd be out all the time and their parents were really chill, you know. But then later you see these kids, they're the ones who's pregnant with the kid at 17.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit. I'm so
That's
glad
facts.
for my parents that
Yeah,
like,
they weren't as chill or
exactly. You could be in a
Yeah.
fucking ditch, you know, if you're not watching your kids like that.
That's facts. Like, sometimes I feel like the parents that are like cool and chill, sometimes it's also like a lack of attention just in general. Like they too busy with whatever they got going on, or like the kid doesn't really get tended to, so they really are always out because they don't even want to be home. Like for what? And then I feel like it can lead to other stuff. Sometimes I kind of like, I feel like when you're young, you always want to have like the cool parent. Like, oh man, his parent is so cool. But then I feel like the same way as you get older, I'm like, no, I'm kind of glad. Like my parents were like real like parents. Like I don't need another friend. Like I need a parent.
You need to be able to put the child in his place. You know, you're still a kid.
Yeah, but there's trade-offs too. Cause like I've seen certain people who's like we be smoking with their parents, like we smoking weed, but the trade-off of that is like they're so involved in terms of like they know what's going on, they know what their son is doing. So it's like, you know, when we were younger, if I'm smoking, doing whatever, like I'm not gonna tell my mom what I was on, so I gotta make up some lie. Them who are involved, even though they're chill, they're cool, we be smoking with them, like
it's open.
They actually end up getting more information. They genuinely know what's going on with their boys. They know what's happening, and so that also showed me another spectrum of that. We're like, damn, there is a balance. You can.
I might have to give some pushback on that because like if you're smoking with your kid at like 16. You're an adult doing drugs with kids.
Well, I don't know about 16.
Oh,
I
okay,
agree with
okay.
you on that one.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant like the cool parent. You know, there's a cool parent who's like smoking with their fucking.
Yeah,
what's wrong with you?
Yeah,
like you're a fucking adult, like doing drugs with kids. That just blows my mind.
Yeah,
but you're talking about like 18.
Like
okay.
That makes high school.
Or like I know you're doing it, so we might as well do it together at that age, whatever age that is.
Like, or like they're just not tripping anymore, like that type of thing. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, if you're that young, then it's.
It just doesn't like. What's the percentages of him turning out the right way? If you're smoking with your kid at 12, like what is he?
Yeah,
like,
bro. That
because then if he stops smoking at some point, later down in the line in life, I'm pretty sure he's not gonna be like okay with the fact that you was smoking with him. Like let's say he's 12 smoking, but at 40 he's like, nah, fuck that shit. I don't do that. That might be traumatic for somebody.
Yeah.
Like if they don't want to do that, or they grow into liking it, and then next thing you know, it's like they're doing the same shit you were fucking doing.
Yeah,
like,
I can't lie. I think
cycle repeats.
It might be maybe because like how my parents were, but like if I was around people like maybe like earlier at high school where like the parent didn't care, like, oh, they don't care, we can like cuss, we smoke here, drink, my mom smokes with us too, whatever, like that type of scenario, I actually felt kind of uncomfortable, like dang, there's no parent here, like that shit, I don't know, like it kind of throws me off. You know, you used to like when you meet someone's parents, they seem like a parent, they're super nice and stuff. So it's weird when you go to someone's house and like they don't have any of those type of like, they don't even, or like if it's type of parent, like they don't even really say what's up, like they don't expect you to come over and like say hello to them, they're just like they really don't care. Stuff like that would throw me off. It's like, dang, it's like I expected to meet a parent. You just
somebody's dad walks in with a 6-pack roll.
Yeah, 6-pack. Yeah,
y'all went bowling tonight.
What's up? What was y'all on? Oh, okay, cool. Like
he skating rink, huh?
Yeah. He don't even like remember my name. Like, yeah, that should be that. There's just
I know. I've definitely. It's also cultural too. I've been to like certain houses that, you know, the mom is probably like shying away because she's not ready and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like they might not be saying what's up because also the language barrier and stuff like that. So it's like conversations are not happening like that.
I can see it for that.
I got lost.
That was a deep breath.
No. I was agreeing. No, I was thinking because I kind of agree, and then I was thinking like I feel like
you could bleep this. I went to Juan's house.
Bro, that's crazy. I was about to say Hispanics. That's what I wasn't saying. I was like, bro, I feel like I've been in hella Hispanic households where like they don't even really say what's up, or like you go to the man like, oh, how's it going? And you just say, huh? Oh yeah. And just gives you that weak ass handshake. I'm like, nigga, I'm in your house. Yeah. You pay the bills for. And you didn't think it mattered that I should go up and greet you and say, well, you don't even like look. You just have.
They just see you as a kid. It's just like a kid in the house. It's not.
It's but I'm like, with your son. Yeah. I'm with him. Like, you know what happens when we outside of here? Like, I might have to have his back one of these days, and I'm beating motherfuckers' ass. Like, bro, if I'm a parent, everyone my kid is hanging around, especially if they come to my house, I'm going to know who they are. I'm going to meet them. They're going to they better be respectful. And I'm kind of getting a gauge of who is my son around. Like, who's he hanging with? I better know his friends. If something happens to him, they should know who to call. Like, I got most of my homies' parents' numbers and shit. Well, I don't have your mom's number, imagine. I'm calling. Yeah, so he got pretty fucked up. But, like, like, that's, I feel like that. For real, that would be straight Bengali. She make up a whole thing, but for real, it's like that's the type of thing that I think matters as a parent. Like, I better know who he's hanging around, know the crowd, especially because like if your friends aren't respectful, who the fuck are you on? Like, that's weird. Yeah. But that shit does throw me off if I'm in your house and like he's like. I've been places where like they literally act like no one's there, like they don't even greet nobody. Super weird. And you
just walk in there and it's like, oh, let's just go to the room. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That's kind of, I feel like that's how my house would be. But like, you guys came to my house and my mom was like super. Yeah. She was super nice. But if she's not ready, she's not gonna be coming out to say what's up. Yeah, that's you know.
No, that's straight at their away. I feel like it's more on the people that at the house to go find the parent if it's like available, unless they're like far off or something like that. But like, if you in the kitchen and we walk in the kitchen and you just don't even look over, acknowledge anybody, I'm like, this is very awkward.
Well, that's probably the times when you're high. You don't want to say what's up to the parent?
Nah, you really that's funny. That's beeline straight to the. It's funny that you brought up the Hispanic households, because there was another Hispanic household too, where they get it, because I brought up the Hispanic. You just said Juan, but nah, because I was at the same one, a different Hispanic homie. We were sitting on the couch, and like I hadn't met his mom, but the dude I was with, our other homie, like he knew their parents, and like his mom and sister come in, and like. Nothing. They just came in, started just putting the bags on the counter and just started unloading. And I feel like a dick. Like, I'm in there, hi. Like, what is that? I couldn't even get
up.
And
it's like, when you say hi and you don't get a response back, it's such an awkward moment. You're like in your head instantly.
Bro, I'll be acting like a bitch. Like, I'm like, hey, how's it going? Oh, quiet. I'm like half whispering for some reason just so no one's talking. Hey, nice to meet you.
Just a nod.
You didn't ask my name, but it's just nice.
At least get to like know my name.
I gotta be the parent, introduce myself, like put my hand up.
Yeah, exactly. To hey buddy, I'm Travis. What's your name? Like, that's how this shit works. But you're right. Honestly, I think it also is like cultural stuff.
Bro, I watched this shit the other day. It was this girl who had a condition. She was
it Tammy, the 1,000-pound Tammy?
Oh, you're talking about Tammy, bro. I love Tammy.
No, but it's on one of those channels. I think it was on TLC type shit. But this girl, she looks like an 8-year-old, but she's 22. When she was young, she had brain cancer. So it stopped like her development at that time. And she was talking about like dating and how difficult dating was. I'm just thinking to my head, is this the solution to the pedophilia problem?
Just have a bunch of people that look like
that's
kids.
That's the pedophilia rehab? Like, is that what it is?
Imagine, okay, obviously, like, the average person, just because they look that age, wouldn't want to be with some, like, grown-ass pedophile-looking dude. But imagine how much money you could make. Like,
being a hoe?
Like, nah, like, you get out one of them dudes, and you're like, yeah, and I'm legal. Give me $500 a week.
No.
That's it?
That's a lick.
Bro.
Okay, 500 a session.
But it's like, you're right. You gotta go. It's like, bro, if anybody ends up dating that girl,
that's a weird ass look.
Automatically, like you're turned on by her, and so that's like the idea of the mind of the pedophile. It's like, are they attracted to the kid's mind, or are they attracted to the kid's body? What is it? Is
that's
that
very
building
interesting.
The attraction for the pedophile? So if she's 22 with the mind, if she's an 8-year-old body with the mind of a 22-year-old, is the pedophile like? Ugh.
I feel like they wouldn't. I feel like part of what the like pedophiles like is that like innocence of like the kid and stuff like that, and they usually probably had some issues when they were kids and like some shit happened like. So I feel like they probably wouldn't, but that is sad because like her being 22 and looking like an 8-year-old. It is kind of weird, like whoever gets at her,
dates
but
you.
I'd have to really believe, like, you know, they like, man, we just hit it off. Obviously, at first it wasn't like that, but just getting to know over time, like her personality.
But she looks like
and
a kid.
I feel like
dead
she would only have to be able to date her friends.
But-
It's like somebody she's built a relation with for some time. It's like you actually get to know her.
Yeah, you got to become
Yeah.
and so that's why
That's
you have to
tough.
really get to know her, because I feel like you can form an attraction to someone off getting to know them, but I feel like it also happens more for like females, because you hear females like, when I first met him, like I thought he was like, I didn't think he was attractive at all, but then as I got to know him,
Yeah.
I feel like guys, it's not always like that. Like, man, she just got so much more attractive as I got to know her. Like, well, did you like start working out or something? Like something probably had to genuinely change. But
We're definitely
actually,
more visual.
cap, super cap. Because we had a homie in high school who used to clown on a girl saying she looked like a guy all the time, and he had the most jokes for her, bro. No one was going that hard. No one even had a problem with her, but he always was just roasting, not to her face, but behind her back. Man, like a month or two later, you know, in high school when you start seeing them walking together, be like, where was he at lunch?
Yeah.
Then you just see him like, oh look, they by the cafeteria, solo dolo together.
Yeah, y'all
2
gotta
years
tell me
later,
who this
3
is
years
after.
later.
Walking by the third row, all the way in the back, you know, behind the band room and shit.
Exactly, and they still together. They still together to
Wow.
this day.
I gotta feel I know who it is
That's
now.
probably like, you know, like kindergarten shit though, where like you kick a girl in the knee when you like her.
Yeah, the shin,
Yeah,
that little
the
shin
when you
kick.
like her.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
shit like that. But then at
But-
high school though, you just
see-
roasting her, calling her look like she
See,
was like a
that-
dude,
that-
huh?
That's the thing. If
Like,
you being
and
mean to
then-
her, like you teasing her, like that kick in the shin shit, you know, playing like, that's one thing. Oh, he liked her all along. That's why he'd always tease her. But if you dead ass saying she looks like a man, like, I
Who you into, though?
2 months later, so yeah, that's my baby. I love her.
the barometer changes.
He don't like Dave
bro.
Chappelle.
Oh God, yeah, that was
That's fucking hilarious.
I'm
Bruh.
dead.
Okay, going back to the pedophilia shit. I just want, like, because I remember I heard this one guy, he was making a video about free will, and he was talking about, like, some people just don't have the choice. Like, there are people in this world who, like this doctor, there was one doctor, he was an amazing doctor, everybody knew him, he was great, well-known in the community. One day, he has family and kids too. One day, he started having these, like, sexual thoughts about his daughter. And he's like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with me? And they kept happening. And then he's like, bro, this
That's
is not
sus.
normal. So he's like, I'm a doctor, so I'm going to go get a brain scan. Gets the brain scan. Finds out he has a brain tumor.
Shoot.
And
Whoa.
he has a brain tumor. They remove the tumor. Thoughts are all gone.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Isn't that crazy? So some people could be born with something in their brain that's just not connecting.
He's not wired.
It's not wired right. So kind of like the guy's argument was for, like, you know, is free will truly free?
Well,
You
you
know?
can't control your thoughts, but you can control your actions.
But that's the argument for pedophiles.
But
It's
thoughts
like,
lead to action. So it's like if
they-
you can't control your thoughts, you can't really control your actions.
Oh, I disagree. Same way anyone kicks a habit, kicks an addiction, you think about stuff all the time that you're not gonna do or like you're not gonna act on. But obviously, it's hard if that's like a lifelong thing that you've been dealing with. Like you just have this thing, but
Well,
you gotta
but if
cut your
can't-
balls off.
If you can't
I
control
love-
your thoughts, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it just keeps happening, that's why the people be like, oh, the devil told me to do it. Like, if you can't control your thoughts, like, your thoughts lead to actions. Like, you don't just act without thinking most of the time. Like, even if you do something, it's still, like, a subconscious or, like, something saying, okay, grab the pot, do whatever. But if I can't control my thoughts to say, don't take that pot and throw it in the pool, if I can't control that, then I can't control my actions. Like, because I'm thinking the next step. So it's like...
you can't want to do something and not do it.
See, but and that's a different argument than saying you can't control your thoughts, though. So I'm saying,
No,
like, if somebody
I'm-
cannot, like,
well,
literally
no one's
cannot.
saying you can't. No. I'm agreeing. You can't
Yeah.
control your thoughts. So then the next thing is, but you're saying thoughts lead to actions. I'm saying,
Right.
can you think something and not do it?
You can. But if in the case of, like, let's say, like, a brain tumor or something, right, when it's like a outside source, let's say pushing against a nerve or something where you can't control that and it's like something weird, like, you're at some point he was probably going to act it out, or I don't know, because it's like,
because your head
you-
isn't right.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
it
like
goes
you
like
can't
in his
control that at all.
hypothalamus,
But
where
that-
that's like it controls your decision making or some shit.
But him specifically, when you have someone in your brain, like you're gonna have something is gonna be messed up. Like it could have been a number of things, but I feel like specifically for like pedophiles, because them it's like, isn't it like a chemical thing they found in like the brain or something?
At
I could
first,
see it just-
everyone thought it was just trauma. You know, they had a crazy upbringing,
it could
so
probably be
it led
developed
them.
though.
Yeah.
The same thing with like serial killers, like
like a gene or something.
they found the brain, like there's stuff in the brain that like specifically makes you like more prone to certain things, but it can happen based on trauma at a young age. So like, I think
Yeah,
it all like ties in. But for the pedophile stuff, man, I don't know.
That
Like
is
what
such a weird
what would you
solution.
do if you're just having like nonstop thoughts about this stuff? Because I feel like your brain has to be so wired where like you've totally changed your whole perspective. Because like it's one thing to have the thoughts, but then to act on it is like you have to have somehow convinced yourself that like because all those fools, I knew it was wrong, I wanted to stop it.
And that's controlling your at that point, because you knew it was wrong. You had some type of ethical stopping you, saying like this is wrong. But so then you didn't take the extra help to or you're on your part to get help to fix that. Yeah. Because you didn't say like in my head, okay, I have these thoughts and I know I have these thoughts. I need help so I don't act it out. Yeah. Versus like I literally cannot control what I'm thinking about, so I'm just gonna go like. Because you don't have that whatever that blockage, that ethical thing saying yes or no.
Yeah, that's why I don't have that much sympathy when people are pedophiles and they're like, man, you don't know what it's like to have these urges, man. I didn't want them, but it's like, so what was the help? Did you try to see help for that? Because hey, the last thing I'd do, I'd probably just castrate myself and just cutting off my balls.
But it's like who like I know there's been pedophiles throughout, like all throughout time, right?
Yeah.
But it's like around those times, it's like who are they gonna ask for help for these things? I was like, exactly. That's
in a current time period, though.
Yeah. Now it's like they're doing a lot more studies to figure it out and shit. It kind of reminds me of like suppressing, like in Islam, for example. They want if you feel like you're gay or something.
Yeah, I was thinking
they want you to
similar.
suppress that until you go to heaven, you know, and then you'll get whatever desires you have in heaven, you know. So I think that's kind of crazy that like you have to. It kind of does fall like. Play in the same category of like the pedophilia shit. But, like you got to just hold that in.
But it's different because pedophile is more so like it's a predatory thing. Exactly. Because it's like you're actively affecting somebody else's life, and they don't have that decision, honestly, because they're not making their decisions from a place of a sound mind because they're a kid. So it's like, or however you lure them in, or with candy, weed, cookies, pizzas.
Yeah, they're easily impressionable.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's different because now you are actively affecting and changing somebody else's life. Like that is harming somebody. Versus like
that shit you should suppress your pedophile urges
and you know it's wrong, so it's like on that part fuck what you talking about, which is like
if you gay and you genuinely had like suppressed it for all your I would feel so bad for you, like just mentally to suppress like you being who you truly are. Like bro, go fuck some guys, come on, like come on, just go let loose, bro. Like don't put yourself through that.
But God don't like gay people.
And hey, that's the thing though. That's the thing though. But in all religions, like sins aren't weighted. Like, so you told a lie, right? You said you were talking shit about someone, right? Like you did this negative thing, right? But it's like they say in the Bible. I was different from Islam, but like he who cast the first, who was not sin, cast the first stone. Bro, it really is like it's crazy how so many religions like they'll really like try to banish someone for being gay, but it's like, fam, ain't you cheating on your wife? Like, there's so many different little things. It's like sin is it. When we talk about sins, it's like how you should be living your life, like, and it's all based on like morals and things like that. You don't get to, and we can all sit up there and be like, yes, we've all sinned. We've all made so many mistakes in this lifetime. Oh, wait, you're gay? No. That makes no sense, bro. You can openly say that you've sinned. That actually makes you look like you have more humility and more empathy to someone else who maybe is currently sinning.
It's like the Chris Rock joke. Like, he talks about, like, man, you know, I know there's a lot of things that we could do. And he talks about, like, Muslims not eating pork. And he's like, man, that's the last thing I think that God is going to be like on Judgment Day. Be like, yo, you know, you saved all these people. But that pork, though. You know? Like,
you ate that pig, that bacon that one time.
Yeah, that bacon. I saw you.
That one time.
That's how I view all that shit, honestly. I feel like we're so divided on religion nonstop, but generally like the moral compass and like the basis of all of them is very similar. I think anyone living out any of those religions, not even in the form of like the visual stuff where you see them and they seem super holy or super halal, like or kosher, anything like that. Like it's like, bro, if you really lived out any of those religions, we wouldn't be able to tell the difference past like the specific stuff, like the rules and like how many times you pray, but like just in how you move. Bro, I think the people would still look pretty much the same if it was really about like what type of person am I. And that's why I feel like all the rules that each religion has, and they're different. First of all, it's kind of silly to just say one is right, bro. You go to Jerusalem, everyone is Jewish. You go to, you know, different places, everyone is that religion. It's just in no other bracket do we just be able to say nah, our shit's better. Why? This one clicks with me more. Damn, what? Like that don't make no sense. Like it's just if you it can't be proven, but if we all just listen to the core values of each thing, shit, I think you got a good chance of making it to heaven, bro. I think if you help people, like he was saying, help people, do all this shit, you have a rap sheet of good things you've done for people, you know, things that you weren't doing for a reward, different shit like that. I think that's what God's gonna look at. Like I don't think he's sitting there like, nope, you had a couple beers, buddy, and you were Hindu. And that was wrong, by the way. The right one was Jerusalem, like, or Judaism. Like, sorry, buddy. you guys had been reading the wrong book all your life. Like, fam.
For real, that'd be so fucked up.
I
mean, that's just crazy. Religion's actually pretty crazy.
And imagine you the greatest Muslim ever. Like, you doing your thing, and then you get to heaven, God's like, oh, yeah, it was actually Christianity. Yeah.
I know.
You,
wrong answer.
You read the wrong, yeah. You didn't, your studies were way off, so sorry, you're actually disqualified. But, you know, good luck.
Did Christianity win? Just because if like think about it, we consider time as in before Christ.
Yeah.
So are they the ultimate victors of religion?
Nah, because other religions believe in Christ, like that he existed. They just don't believe that he was the son of the Messiah and shit.
Yeah, man.
And there is proof that I guess he did exist, and he was not white. That's so crazy that they really just brainwashed everyone like he was white. Like, fam, you know where he was at? He was not in fucking
Superman.
He wasn't in Switzerland making these calls, but he wasn't in Paris. Yeah, exactly. He was in Alaska.
Siberia, the Caucasus Mountains.
Bruh, there's so many different like variations of Jesus that I've seen. There was one Jesus that he was like, he looked like a judge, and he had like white nappy hair.
Mm-hmm.
And who the fuck did he look like?
I heard he had a flat top.
Bro, he got so many different colors. It just throws me up.
The juice fade.
Yeah, right.
Jesus with a juice fade.
Yeah, wild. You guys want to get into this topic?
Oh, fuck. Do we have to get into topic? Okay, can I ask you one thing before topics?
Yeah.
What's see, I should have asked this way earlier. But like shit on IG, like, is there anything in particular that y'all be seeing on stories that like irks you? Because you know we all try to stay positive energy, but I feel like the main thing that would give me like negative energy is like when I'm seeing people's stories.
Honestly, I haven't been looking at people's stories like as much. I've been looking at y'all's and like my friends and stuff like that, and whatever girl pops up. But
you've been keeping yourself keeping yourself from the negative energy. I see,
yeah. Something that annoys me on the stories is
niggas keep posting their songs. Nah, imagine.
I don't know. What is some negative energy? Bro, I can't speak from recent events.
Fine.
I want to hear your side.
Fine, bro.
Your side just sounds way fun.
I hate when there's like a trending thing where everyone keep posting the exact same stuff. Like recently, I think the last one I saw was like you a goofy if you scroll past this. God got me. And then everyone is reposting this shit. Like, and it's like, first of all, bro, when someone posts something, or like you're a goofy if you scroll past this, when everyone is posting something, you realize all you're doing is just running up the creator of that page, and that's the only reason they really posted it. Send this to someone who's dope today. Yeah. And then you see that's the one that got all the engagement. Like, you're just a sheep, bro. Like, they put out something and they said you're a goofy if you scroll, and now you're doing it. Remember back in the day, you weren't on IG at the time, but there was like money. They made like money signs, right? It was like all these letters with money, and so people were posting. You're a loser,
lit, bro.
People they're posting their name on their story. T-R-A, and it's all like made out of money. So it's just like these posts. So you're literally just running up this guy's page, posting your name. All right, the other recent one, everyone was posting their Urban Dictionary meaning for their name. You didn't see? See that?
Honestly.
They say Sakib is a big dick dude.
Yeah,
I'm not even kidding. They say that shit,
bro. And see, I hate to.
He gets all the bitches. I'll show it to you,
bro. And it's in his notes,
bro. Wouldn't it be everyone just posting the same shit, bro? I just feel like that is the corniest stuff.
And the Urban Dictionary shit, they're not posting the bad one. They're posting the best one out of the four for your name variation.
Or just like trends in general. Like, how do you feel about trends? Like, okay, so now we're all on TikTok. So like, how do you feel about like, the new trends? I gotta hop on that shit. Like, because I guess there's a balance between or shit like that.
Which that's different. So funny.
P is different, bro. I don't like that shit. Like, because that's just like a new slang, and new slang doesn't really intrigue me. Like, I'm gonna keep the same shit I've been saying.
You said that about I'm him.
I said that about I'm him, and I say him. I say him the
most.
most.
Say that like fucking around, but not like every day. Like, people was really saying that shit, typing that shit, like
super lame.
We just be fucking around.
Because bro, everyone would be on their stories. It's the same type of thing. Yo, I'm him. Y'all know I'm him. Yeah. And they put like, at least P is like funny. Everyone knows it's like kind of a funniness to it. Exactly. It's funny. It's like, you know, you can use it different ways. The I'm him shit, yeah, bro. That shit was like the most corny shit. Like, y'all are all saying the same thing. Y'all know I'm him. Bro, I seen 6 of y'all saying this today, bro. Like, y'all are them. Like, y'all are
and it was worse because it's like a valley thing. So it's like, this just started between all
exactly. So that's why I still say him. Y'all know I say him all the time, but that's just some valley slang. But when it was like hot, like everyone, that shit was so lame. Like, I would never go up there and like publicly be like, yeah, I'm him. I would say like, go stream him or some shit.
Or the same thing with cap. Like, no, that's cap. Like, everybody started saying cap.
Yep.
Like, I was never on it.
No cap.
Yeah,
like,
I started using it like after after the
Exactly.
fact that
Yeah.
It's like a Drake album.
It's like, oh, bro, I was
Listen
about
to
to
it
say
later.
that motherfucker.
Hey, in 2 months we're gonna be saying
Yeah.
Pusha P. Watch.
Bro,
we gonna bring it monopoly.
I don't really like use it as vernacular, but for the trends on
Yeah.
TikTok, that shit it helps. Like especially with the Drake and the hot sauce shit.
Yeah, no, I like the way you explain that too. You don't use it like in your vernacular, but especially for like when it's in with the culture and it's funny. Like
Yeah.
also
Fun with
TikTok, bro. You know how them algorithms work. You see, we all getting more writing on our posts now and shit.
Hell
The little
yeah.
drop down. That
Yeah.
shit's funny, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's cool. TikTok is a fun place, but in regard to
Too
trends,
addicting.
I just think all story trends are pretty fucking lame, and you just look like sheep.
Yeah. Or like I hated the ones where it's like, oh, one share gives $1 to the save the elephants.
Yeah.
Or save
Can you-
something.
can you
Bro,
look into that
are
for me,
a
buddy?
Fucking liar.
Like-
because none
No,
of
it's
that
not.
is going into.
It's not getting tracked.
You're
at
just
all.
You're
running
just-
up the page.
Exactly. And you're gonna keep the money. Like it's so fucking dumb to me. Unless you have something in your bio that's like legit, that looks legit, like you're part of an organization, like fucking
Exactly.
Nat Geo. Okay, cool. I'll share. Actually, I might not.
But also,
But-
what's that doesn't even make sense. Like, what is the monetary gain for a like? How does that correlate? If you
Like
like
liking a
this,
share.
if you like, if you share this many times, we'll donate this money. So you guys have the funds.
Yeah.
So you have that doesn't make any sense. Like for every person that shares my thing, I'm gonna go give X amount of money to whoever. That doesn't make any sense. You have no basis of how many. If you already have the funds and there's no income that's being drawn from this, you're just saying, yeah. Depending, how could you even guarantee that? What
Yeah.
if 1 million people shared it? You're gonna give $1 million?
Yeah, no. You
Like,
don't have
come
$1
on
million
now, like you
bro.
capping,
Yeah.
bro. But all these people, like, you want to be the man, you a boss, and you just sharing someone else's content over and over and over again, and the content is saying you're a boss. Like, oh, I'm the man. I don't do that. How many other? I bet 10 of y'all can't repost this.
I like sharing them back to the people that send them to me though, because I have had people send them to me, and I like sharing it back because it's like, okay,
Oh, yeah, someone's nice.
like you saw it and then you thought about me, so it's like,
Yeah, those are
cool,
nice.
cool.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I said, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm not sending that out to nobody because I'm just like, I don't really want that shit
And
back, but like, I
those-
love you, you know.
Those are
Unless
nice.
it's some like
You're s-
real. I like some of the posts that like send this to somebody and it says something that I actually fuck with. Then I'll send it to somebody.
Yeah.
It's like somebody, oh man, I'm trying to eat with y'all, whatever it is, blah blah. It's
And
like
some of those warm my heart when people send them, but it's the story that gets me.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
if they
yeah,
say
yeah.
like, I ain't never snitched on a homie or you're gone behind my homie's back.
I bet you can't
bet
repost
10 of
that.
y'all can't repost this.
Shit
oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, I
you-
remember that.
These
I remember
bozos are
that.
sitting there like, no, I can for sure repost that one.
Watch me.
I bet y'all can't. And now it becomes your thing. Like
Yeah.
you're saying it. Let's see who reposting this. Like, fam, you're a loser.
Yeah.
You try to post it like it's your opinion. This is your big call to arms for your followers. Bro, you're a loser. You're just promoting someone else's content and leading other people to promote their content.
No, I
You're a
feel you.
fucking hamster.
Hey, nothing wrong with promoting
Wait
other
for that
people's
next-
content, okay?
Yeah,
There's
but you
nothing
promoting it
wrong-
like
I
it's
know,
your
but-
shit. And all they did was write a stupid ass little 5-second, I ain't never snitched. Who can take this and post it on their story?
Like,
and
nigga,
maybe
you've
share
never
it
been
to
in a place to snitch. Like you've never even been in that much
You live
trouble.
in Burbank.
Yeah, you've never been in that much trouble, nigga. Like the most trouble you was in was detention.
I never told when someone copied off my homework. I
Yeah.
never told them shit.
Like okay,
I never said where I got the answers for the test from. Hey, that is some G shit though. I used to switch up the contacts in my phone when I had people sending me like JC
Yeah.
his contact is still John Cloud. I'm over here thinking, yeah, if I get hemmed up and shit, you know what I'm saying? I'll just say, I don't know who gave me the answers. It's this guy named John in my class. Knowing that there's no one in my class named John. Honestly, I probably would have just bitched out. My mom would have came in, yelled at me. All right, it was Jean Claude. Text him, bro. I had no choice.
yeah.
I had no choice, bro.
That's just kind of weird to me though. It's like, oh, repost this if you ain't never snitched. But it's like, if I was doing shit like that where I was in a position to snitch, I wouldn't even be allowed to say like I'm in that position to be doing shit. Like if I was doing dirt, you would not know about it, or you would
Exactly.
know about it, but it would be like low key. Like yeah, he be doing his dirt, but you wouldn't see me with gun. You wouldn't see none of that shit. Like,
Bruh,
I'm
one
not.
of the few,
crazy,
bro. You'd be
this
one of the
era.
few though, because you
This
exactly. I know
era
what you're
is
saying.
crazy.
Let
Like,
me
they-
show you what
they
dirt
got-
I'm doing. Like
They
nigga,
got
what?
LA gangs on Twitter,
Yeah.
and all they do is post bullshit, like
Bro.
beating people's ass, like fucking robbing people. Like, why are you posting this
Bro,
on the internet?
It's like the war in Chirac. Everyone talks about how academics, like, they were like, how does he know all this shit? And they talk about, you can have your opinion on it, whether he's making
They
all this.
posted.
All this. Yes, bro. He was saying, like, it's crazy. Like, people act like I was a crazy investigative journalist. I'm literally going to these people's Twitters, and they're telling every single thing they did. We just spun the block on so and so. But in Chicago, the messed up part is like they're not facing as many consequences like people in New York are gonna face, and other people, bro, they're gonna have a whole RICO case in 5 years. Keep doing your thing. Like, it's just different parts. But it's it's weird. Everyone, but I feel like they actually talked about this on the Joe Budden podcast. See, I watched a little bit. I think it was Ice or Ish was talking about.
That's your idol.
He was saying, yeah, but I just can't. It's not for. I'm not in the demo. I'm always tapped in with Joe though. But he's Ish was saying, like, it's because these dudes, like, they feel like they so cool in their hood when they do something crazy or they get this rep, but then they go to other places, no one knows them. You got to restart. Like, no one even knows what you've done. Like, you're not really getting no clout. You're getting points in these neighborhoods versus when you put the shit online, now it's, in a sense, global. Like, all these people can see it, and now you're getting that clout and that attention, which is what you really wanted in the first place. But it's like, bruh, like, that deviates from the hustler mentality if you're really trying to get some shit out of this. Like, really man, you might want to lay low. Like, the real drug dealers that say, like, nah, bro, you dress like a I forgot who it was saying his. I know what he was saying. His strategy was like, fuck. He was just on Earn Your Leisure, I think. He was saying he used to dress like a basketball player No, it was, I think it might have been Troy Ave actually. When he was dealing, he would just dress like a basketball player, have a like bag, like he was, hooping and stuff. So no one's gonna bother him. Cops aren't looking at him like that. Other people aren't looking at him like that. Especially in New York, they used to do the search and seizure, like when they would just walk up and search random people. Yeah, so it's like people really doing that. Stop and frisk.
Stop and frisk.
People really doing that shit. Nah, bro, they trying to lay low. They dressing bummy. They not trying to dress like they got it. Nothing flashy. Niggas that fuck it up is when the ones that is balling, bro. You on the radar. And bro, even just the way the feds is gonna work, the IRS, bro, you making too much money. Like, you can't be making all this untouched money, bro. They're going to look into this. If Uncle Sam does not like people having cash, tax-free money, like that shit is not happening.
Look what they did with Venmo.
I was about to say, fucking Venmo, Cash App, bro. They don't like people having money that they can't touch.
They hate Bitcoin.
Exactly.
Wesley Long Snipes.
Bitcoin.
Wesley Rudolph.
I'm gonna change the settings on the camera.
All right.
Hey, yo, do they talk about this in sports if they lowered the rim for WNBA? You think? I feel like they'd have way more sales. They would have way more fans.
I mean, shit, we've talked about that while we on the game. Like, someone has brought that up, and it's because, and they likened it to like volleyball, how the net is lower for females. I don't know though, bro. Like, it is true. Like, maybe it would be more cool, like, to see ladies just banging out on each other. But I don't know, man. I always just, the game is played on a 10-foot hoop. Like,
I want to see him.
And maybe I'm biased because I be hooping with Nosk, but I'm thinking, like, for her, like, I don't think she'd want to play on like a lower rim, and like, she want to be able to hoop with us. Like, she don't even play with the girls' ball, which is funny. She was about to run with the girls. I'm like, hey, your first time with the girls' ball. She's like, wait, they're gonna use the girls' ball? I'm like, you're playing with all girls. Like, they're probably gonna use a woman's ball.
She was mad about it. That's good.
She used to that big boy ball. But I'm like, hey, your handle might feel better. It is a little weird shooting them things when you've been.
It's so tiny.
You gotta shoot that shit like you like Shaq shooting that.
I just feel like when you watch a girl dunk on a 10-foot rim, it's so ugly. It's like,
it's unfulfilling.
Yeah, they're not slamming that thing.
Yeah, it's like rim raise and shit.
One or two,
so it's like, I want to see a girl do a 360 dunk. Like that,
or a windmill or something.
That would sell so many more tickets for them. Yeah. I feel like that would be amazing.
Bro, but they could at least try it. Like, do it for some type of game, like maybe a fun game or something,
All-Star
or like
game or something?
Yeah, but I feel like All-Star game, you're kind of dissing them. Like, we're gonna lower the rim for you guys, so you guys can. Man, this win is.
All I'm scared for is the can.
Bro, but I feel like the tripods got him.
It's been pretty solid.
Yeah.
They haven't even wobbled like at all.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
They seem pretty intact. But
let's just say a prayer, dude.
Vanilla ice.
Vanilla ice.
Vanilla ice.
All right, we got an actual topic now.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk about it.
He's back.
Ollie Boy's back. See, he came for. He was like, man. He's like, miss me with the bullshit. Let me know when there's a real topic gonna be discussed over here. I didn't come for this. He said, y'all bullshitting. Just went inside the house.
All right, so Fresh and Fit, back on it again. So recently, Fresh and Fit and DJ Academics had an interview with Brittany Renner. They're kind of doing like a podcast tour right now. They're going.
I'm sorry, but every time I hear Fresh and Fit, I think about VeggieTales.
Why?
VeggieTales.
I don't know. Fresh and Fit just remind me of VeggieTales.
What is VeggieTales?
Remember VeggieTales with tomato and I used to watch that shit in church.
Oh, okay. And
I'm just thinking Fresh and Fit. I just think about a fucking tomato and the other, like, a cucumber, and they just bouncing around doing shit. But I just think about that shit.
I see it.
Well, there was like a few viral clips that went off. There was one of them where Brittany Renner was asking Fit Myron. Myron is the taller one, about like, oh, you say that women aren't so special, And so tell me about myself. Like she's trying to explain, she's trying to have him, because he's like, he tells her first off in the thing, he's like, you're not special, you're like every other woman. And then she's like, oh, since you know so much about me, why don't you tell me about myself? So he responds, and he just goes to his regular shit that he says. He's like, all women want the same thing generally and shit like that. He goes into it, and she's just looking at him like you're retarded, like she also talks about like why she didn't go onto their podcast is because there's a lot of negative shit that comes out of that. And then Myron also had a bunch of clips throughout the entire fucking podcast. He was talking, he kept telling her to get back with PJ Washington. You might as well work it out with PJ Washington. You just might as well, if I was you, I would just go back to the father of my kids, And the point that he made was, I guess, kind of understandable, because she has like a certain standard. She already makes a certain amount of money. She's already lived a certain type of lifestyle through multiple men. So he was saying that.
But yeah, bro, it's kind of sad when they're over there losing arguments to Brittany Renner, bro. I've seen them several. And then they're on the Flagrant, right? They're on Andrew Scholl's show.
Yeah,
I saw clips from each of those, bro, and they're looking stupid, bro. Like, it's just interesting to me though that they, even aside from Brittany Renner, like the conversation they were having with what's the dude's name that's not Andrew Scholl's? Akash, yeah. Like, what was he pressing on about? He was saying the dude was saying
about growth.
Yeah, the other guy was saying
to grow.
I always forget their names. Fresh or Fit, one of them was saying, in the relationship, it's the person who has the leverage is the one who doesn't care.
The least interest.
The one who cares the least. So we always promote like the guy you need to care the least.
Oh God.
Yeah, and he's like, bro, that's like, this is really some like
some childish
shit. Yeah, like what you talking about? And he's saying like, and his point was like, y'all don't seem to have grown from any of this. Like, you don't seem like you're even open to growth. You're like arguing everything. You're debating everything. I mean, no, you're not even really arguing shit. You're just standing on your points and just not really having much to argue. They'll just laugh shit off. They were on that other fucking voice call thing. I forgot what, arguing with some other people. They didn't have much to say, bro. They're not really defending themselves in a way that is combating anything coming their way.
I'll say their biggest issue with like what I've seen in like both of the interviews and just in general is that they make very broad generalizations. Which gets them in trouble like a lot, because it's like when you're telling Brittany Renner, oh, girls like you, and you're not really explaining it, and you're telling like all women pretty much should be on lookout.
Do this and that.
Right, because he was talking about the 1% man, or who has the money, can live a hypergamous lifestyle, like he can go out and do what he wants to pretty much, and a woman should be able to accept that because you have a 1% man. And so he was saying like a generalized statement, like all women should know that and accept that. But he has to specify and say, okay, Brittany Renner, you are somebody who has promoted, I guess, not really being that household or housewife type of persona.
Yeah,
so
you come with baggage.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different. So like girls like you're, I don't know. He was trying to make. He didn't make a good distinction. He was categorizing her as a general, populace of women.
They're bullshitting.
And on the Flagrant interview, they were talking about like, oh my God, yeah, we talked to 1,000 women. We've talked over 1,000 women, thousands of men. You're talking about a very small sample size.
And y'all are getting in a specific type of female.
Exactly.
Y'all know who you're bringing to the table. And that's why it's funny how they have that demeanor, and he's so well spoken when he's talking to all these ladies about this very simple type stuff that when they're on the show.
Mm-hmm.
But then as soon as a guy checks him, a guy's asking him questions, they just act, they're funny guys now. They don't know what to say. They stutter in all their words. They don't know how to make a clean point. Like these guys they're looking like jokes right now, bro. They're really, but it kind of bothers me though.
But they're riding it. They are riding it.
It kind of it bothers me that they're putting people like Brittany Renner to go talk to him when they put the other, like the black leaders to go talk to him, knowing that the dude that he was talking to on that call, I forgot what his name, I forgot, but he was talking.
Omar Johnson or something?
Nah, that wasn't Omar Johnson. It was a different dude. But they're like this like black empowerment movement. But they're like, bro, all he did was just shit on white girls like the whole time talking to like it's just bothersome that they're not gonna get people that can genuinely have this conversation. And I don't even think they'd be down to sit down with that type of person. Like sit down and explain to. Shit, Joe would never give him that type of light, but Joe, he put him on blast and made a lot of points. But like, sit down with someone who's actually of the culture, who's articulate enough to tell you exactly, like, bro, what you saying is racist. Defend that. Let's talk about that. Not someone who I mean, come on, you're bringing Brittany Renner to vouch for fucking black women, like, bro,
and
come
that's
on
the thing,
now.
like, you're assuming that Brittany Renner is all women, and like that's how they speak. Like, they assume that Brittany Renner is all women.
Yeah, like, she the last person that should be talking about any. Like, we just don't.
But
she
you're
is not the
all
person.
IG models to your show. Like, it's like you're bringing that same type of woman. If that's all you're seeing, that's all you're gonna get. You know. So
the point that they try to make about like the 1% man, they make it seem like all women are delusional in the sense of like they can all get the 1% man. You know, the guy who has the $100,000, 6 feet, works out, whatever.
Niggas are losers.
It's like that. It just doesn't make sense to me because like they make certain valid points. Like with the Brittany Renner shit, they weren't talking about like black women type shit. They were just talking about like their view on women and how Brittany Renner should like, I guess, like, because of her past and her baggage, her stock has gone down, and her best options. And she kept defending her shit. But I feel like I think Akash made the point solid. He was talking about, like, you know, them talking about.
Of course, you like Akash's point.
Oh, no. Akash's point was solid because he was talking about, like, the shit that you guys are talking about. Like, I've heard the same exact points from
you're not
college
saying
frat
anything
guys.
new.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, these are the white boys in the frats that we would always hear about. Oh, yeah, make these girls feel like this. And it's like, you know, being a pickup artist, like, people can be great pickup artists, but you're only picking up the women. It's not like you're lasting with them. That's like,
these are two fucking single guys that have never, from what we've seen, never been in no long-term relationship, and all they want to do is talk about relationships all day. He's a fucking loser. That's probably why he got divorced. Okay, I knew that shit. I did my research. Nah, but bro, that shit is so stupid. It's like y'all surround yourselves with these women that all they want to go after. I want that 1% man. Bro, that's not really like real women. This is like Instagram girls that you just seen. Like, not everyone's life is just based off what type of guy they're able to get. You want to get someone that's good for you. Like, you know how it's already hard enough to get someone that's good for you, but all y'all focus on is what guys that make this amount should be able to do and what girls shouldn't be able to do. And we're talking about it's way worse when a girl cheats, because the girl, it's an emotional thing. Bro, that's literally a little kid conversation. Like, what are we talking about now? Like, you can make that. Obviously, we've all had that comment like, bro, it hurts way more if the girl cheats. Bro, you talking all that? Nah, 1%. If he's giving you all this, he should be able to cheat. He should be able to. Fam, worry about your relationship. Like, if you have a girlfriend and y'all are really that in love and invested, and you just feel like, nah, bitch, I should be able to cheat. That's you. That's your life. Like, you build your relationship, but your last one failed, right? Your marriage failed, so I don't know what to.
They just want the open end for the guy. Like, they want an open relationship, but only for the guy.
And not the girl.
And the girl has to stay at home because they say that, a girl, when she's going to go treat, it's emotional.
Yeah.
They got to be like, fuck you, I don't even want to be with this guy. But when I go treat, it's like taking a piss.
Yeah, and when we talk about the guy, it should be you're the guy in this scenario. They're just talking about hypothetical, the guy. Yeah. The guy should be able to do that. You guys are losers at this point. Like, I've heard too much, bro.
It's like... Sorry.
No, my bad. Go ahead.
It's like dangerous to like, who you're influencing 500,000 people.
500,000 losers.
They got 500,000 like subs, and it's like that's kind of scary to see. Like, you're kind of bringing up these men to like hate women,
bro. But none of those guys are going to be in that category. No one is a 1%er watching Fresh and Fit, fucking taking gems from that shit. Yeah. They have a bunch of losers that just will sit around and debate with people about relationships all day and not form their own.
And would you say that what they're doing is cultural appropriation?
Nah, it's like it's thought appropriation.
Because a lot of the cast members are like black and Latino, like, you know what I'm saying, but they say they don't date them. Like, it's kind of like they have a bias towards them.
No, he said maybe if they red bone, Tori.
Maybe if they red bone.
He said maybe.
But, like, you have a black audience, or like, I don't know if his audience is black, probably a bunch of different fucking people, but like,
probably not black people, honestly.
I don't know.
No, they made a solid
like,
point.
You know, you're gonna kick people off, like, oh, they're more aggressive, I guess, or like that's good for the demographic or good for the show. But it's like you're using black people to build your platform in a way, but you really don't like them like that. That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
So it's like,
okay.
So like, just because you have color in your skin, like, can you do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't like that. They're not. You know, not everybody that's skin folk is kinfolk.
They got called out for it. They got called out for it. They're like, yo, so then how come, since you don't date black women and you're not into black women, why do you bring them onto the show?
Yeah.
And oh, it's because they're getting you views.
Yeah.
Because you're kicking them out.
Yeah.
You know, and that's you just see them as money. You know, like if
Clowns.
you really don't fuck with black women, why are you using them as a money bag?
Exactly.
You know, so it's like, oh, okay, and
And
they don't have no rebuttal for these things.
And their only
They're like,
rebuttal is the skin color, because it's like, I have a shade of, you know what I'm saying?
and they
It's like,
cop
so-
it out. They cop out the entire time. They would cop it out. They're like, oh yeah, it was just jokes.
It was jokes. It
And
was
then
joke.
another
man.
cop out was like, oh, well, you know, we have a production manager who brings the girls in, but isn't it fresh and fit?
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
your
that's
show.
bullshit.
Yeah.
So you get to pick who gets to come onto your show. If
Bro.
you don't want black women, don't bring them on.
Yeah.
It's obvious that you want them to come onto your
For a
show
certain reason.
for views.
Yeah.
Like,
for-
they had the Pushman Mitch, they had him on the podcast, 25K views. All the other shit,
hey, but
500,000
let's
views.
think about their demographic. That's
Yeah.
what we talk about. They ain't no money makers. Pushman Mitch, for people that don't know, he's a super successful entrepreneur. He has he has, I think, the biggest private owned car fleet, rental car fleet in Atlanta. Like, he is super accomplished. He has real estate. He has all this shit, man. He is a very rich man, right? Depending on what fucking level you're at. But for the
Yeah.
average, he's very rich, right? They have him on his show. The amount of game and knowledge he can give you, and he's a motherfucking open book. He hits you with them fucking pearly white
Yeah.
veneers. He get going, bro. He's the GOAT.
he makes it seem so fun.
And he can't get no 25. He can't get more than 25K views. He come on their show. They don't. Their audience doesn't care. They just want to
Yeah.
see them talk to these fucking thoughts.
Exactly.
But bro, what really gets me for them, like, where I'm just, for me, it's like, not that it holds much weight, but they buried for me, bro. Because after all this scrutiny, y'all go on these shows and you're still at your baseline points. You're still at these shallow level conversations.
It
You
hasn't
didn't
grown
show us anything that was different. You didn't show us a different insight. And hey, you know what? You guys say this, but here's the, no, y'all just came on there bullshitting. And it's like, y'all just, all right, we could sit through this and hopefully our views will go up, but we're not gonna back down. But you don't really have
Yeah.
anything to talk about. Y'all are just trying, you're rerunning old ass burnt out conversations that only idiots care about still. And you're saying, nah, they should be able to cheat. Bro, who is they, man? Y'all are losers, bro. You didn't come with nothing different on any of these shows except for kind of just shells of yourselves. You're scared to answer certain questions. You're laughing shit off, talking about it was just jokes. Nah.
Like,
And
get
then
the fuck outta here.
address why it's a joke then. Because if I say something that was like, you know, offensive to like gay people and it's a joke, I would have an explanation. You know, at the time I thought it was just funny because of this, and in that moment, you know, it was kind of silly. I shouldn't have said it. I'm not sitting there. No, just a joke.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
you
shut the
gotta
fuck
at
up.
least like understand like the accountability that you
LaQuisha.
have for that. Like they still made the joke on the shit. They're like, it was actually LaQuisha and Shaniqua. Like, so you have to correct them, and I was like, what do you talk, like, why is that even, why do you even have to correct them on that type of shit? Like, but like, yeah, we just joke about, we talk about Asians, we talk about whites. It's like, bro, you still not being accountable
People
for
are
the things that
influencers,
you
bro.
said.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can make a mistake and then be like, yo, honestly, maybe at that moment I didn't use the right verbiage, but this is how I really feel. Explain.
Yeah, as
like,
opposed
I
what?
to
think they fucked up their press run, because like you had Asian Doll come on there, right, and that was like a whole big thing, right, and then people started pulling up the old clips about them not liking black women, so it's like
Yeah.
some old retrograde shit
And they
came
just
back and
doubled
fucked
down.
them up.
They doubled
But then-
down heavy.
But then, right, why would you not even, you don't have to go back against what you said, but clean it up, you know, and then you get on two big platforms and do the same shit. Like, you're dumb as fuck. Like, this is supposed to be the cleanup, like square off, like wipe away everything the past couple months because they've been fucking up.
I don't
and then
fuck
get your
with this
fan base
double
back.
down. This is the one double down that I'm not into.
well, it's like you're doubling down, but you didn't come with no ammo. Like, you're just
Yeah.
doubling down for the sake of doubling down. Like, you didn't
Yeah.
introduce nothing new. You didn't show any other side of thinking that maybe we're not getting. When it comes to the things that are actual issues, they have nothing really to say about it. It was a joke, laugh it off, and then they just want to argue about the stuff they've already been arguing about. Like, so that a lot of that convo that I did see with Brittany Brenner, I just feel like it sounds cool that way. All the shit that I saw, like, it's just, bro, you don't, why? And this is why it kind of bothers me, academics, because he's buddy with them. He's not going to set him up to get burnt. He's going to set him up to make some good content. You're going to go back and forth with a known IG thought. I mean, she's bigger than just an IG thought now, but everyone, come on.
Yeah,
She wrote a book about it. And y'all are going to have this great back and forth, and you're going to argue about burnt-ass topics that no one cares about. No, bro, that ain't what you getting canceled for. That's not what the culture not fucking with you for. And why don't you get someone articulate to have this conversation with them, not someone you just know is going to get views, and you're not going to get to any type of decisive point in the conversation. There's not going to be any conclusion to it. Y'all are just going to argue back and forth, and then, oh, great, some content. That's just kind of clown shit to me.
How do y'all feel about the culture now, I guess, like glorifying thottery?
I feel like it was bound to happen with the growth of dating apps and social media and all of that. Because it's like nowadays, going to the club, like back in the day, girls would go to the club and actually go out to mingle and all that type of shit. But now, since it's all on the internet, it's like, yo, I already got my options on my phone. Versus me going out there and meeting somebody. Like, somebody who got game in person, they're not that attractive, they suffer on dating apps. You know what I mean?
But how do you feel about, like, people, like, just getting a platform just for having a bunch of sex? And being open, very open about it. Like, what do we, like, what's the value from that? Like, I mean, I know it's entertainment.
I don't think it's nothing wrong with it, because it's like, man, if you got the eyes, you got the eyes. Like, if people are paying attention, you did something right. Like, I'm not even like, man, look at this bum. Why is, you know, people used to be like that. Like, I used to know artists that were like, they hadn't really done shit, hadn't dropped that much, hadn't really been grinding like that, but they'd be like, man, Lil Pump does not deserve to be famous, man, blah, blah, blah. Nigga, why don't you get famous then? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you saying he talentless, yet he got famous, well, if you have talent, why don't you go do the same? Like, go grind. Like, he probably worked a lot harder than you've been, a lot more rooms than you've been in, and probably had a lot uglier times than you've been in, but a lot of these people are just bedroom artists that are just be like, they don't deserve to be famous. So, as it ties to, like, the IG thoughts, it's like, I mean, I don't have a problem with them being big, but it's not something I'm paying attention to, and I probably do think the majority of people that are paying attention kind of losers. It's like when Saweetie came out with the Birkin bag. Not that she's an IG thought, but the Birkin bag. If your man can't buy you a Birkin bag, and all these idiots are just debating nonstop about relationship stuff on Twitter, like, this is y'all lives. Like, don't put me in that. I'm not stupid. Like, I have better priorities. Also, it's like, I feel like it has gone up in terms of, like, it being more acceptable to be, like, thought and all this stuff. But that's also, like,
it's ephemeral. You know, it's not lasting.
It's gotten bigger, but it's still in a subculture. Like, maybe in our culture, like, it's more prevalent, but I still think the average girl still has, like, similar values. Like, it's still, the average girl still doesn't want people know, because the average girl doesn't have like a million followers, thousands of followers. They don't really want everyone knowing, like, yeah, you fucked the whole football team in high school. What? They're not really telling people about that type of business. It's just the ones that have gotten platforms off of it. And hey, sex sells, bro. People are gonna garner eyes, especially if you good looking too. Like, just off that, people. And then you got the women that just, like, the little Saweetie stands that just. I feel like Saweetie is big only because of the girls in the culture and, like, guys that think she's bad. Like, music, obviously, like, everyone. I just saw a TikTok, bro. That shit was sad. They were roasting her in the comments. She's not talented, but it's like, if you have a culture of women or just people in general that'll fuck with you, you'll be around social media wise, but your show gonna be empty.
I don't know, man. I feel like even looking at fucking TikTok, you be scrolling through, it's like somebody's good looking, or you see some type of
that
skin.
Shit turned to brick talk. I just learned that one. Bricked up.
Bricked up.
You would say it, bro. I thought it was like having to poop or something. That's what it sounds like to me, bro. Like, oh, I'm bricked up. Like, oh, it sounds like you had, like, cheese and stuff, and like your stomach is like, oh man, I'm all bricked up right now.
Bricked up, just sitting here with my homeboys.
Wow, it's Ollie boy or what?
Hell yeah, you real close right now. You feeling it?
I'm dead, bro. What's up? It's been a blast, by the way, boys. We have any topics after this?
No.
It was some crazy shit, bro. You sent that video of the motorcycle dude just getting
that was wild.
Fucking ragdolled, and then the news lady was trying not to laugh, bro. Like, did you see her?
What? I did not see that.
She was shocked, bro.
Bro, no. She was trying not to laugh. It was like,
get the fuck
bro,
out.
No,
I don't think she was trying not to laugh.
You gotta see it, bro. It was like she kind of cracked like a little smile.
I just read.
What? I sent him an article with a video of a fucking
Honestly,
motorcycle
the article
crash.
that you sent, though, I didn't know it had a video.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I didn't know it had a video.
Bozos. I only knew because Nas said watch this. All right,
bro,
I'm gonna play this at the end of the podcast.
Bozos. That's trending right now too. There's this guy. He was
this dude.
This dude who called. He's like, we have millions of followers. And then the guy, everybody finds out this fool got like 4,000 followers. And he calls this other guy with 1 million followers Bozo.
Bozo is funny, bro. Right, look,
I'm gonna see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it up on screen. This is crazy. What the McLaren? What is this? Okay, there we go. Oh, come on.
Oh, you gotta turn it up.
Fucking ads.
All right, watch your face after the shit, but yeah.
And it's so dangerous. It's tough to see this.
He's running from police.
And
but I guess the police weren't really following him.
It
froze.
Yeah, motorcycles, you can't really chase them like that.
People are not
it's dangerous. That's the reason why they don't follow them.
Vehicle of any type, even a motorcycle, to come racing up to them so quickly. And wow, well over 80 miles an hour, creeping up on 100 miles an hour. You can see it just flying by these cars. And it is not only dangerous to those other drivers, but certainly dangerous to this motorcyclist. You know, these cars, the drivers don't know that it's coming up so fast. You can see, wow, that motorcyclist appearing to kind of stand up there on the motorcycle there for a second. But, oh my gosh. We have just seen, we just saw that motorcyclist crash into a car there at the intersection. Again, this was
the problem is, I've watched that video so many times. It's impossible to not be super surprised, especially with her narrating. Like, man, you know, and such dangerous speed, and you can see him kind of getting up on the bike. That shit is wild, bro. That shit is so. And I was just talking to the person I was with last night. I was recording with Alvy, and his girl was there, and we were sitting there. And he was talking about, like, she was talking about she don't want him to get a motorcycle, but he wants to get one. I'm like, bro, you crazy. Right then, Nas gonna text me, hey, watch this with Alvy. No. I'm like, bro, but it wasn't even about that. She was just saying, like, she knows with him, like, oh, watch this. Bro, that shit catches you off guard. Like, it's impossible to not be, like, hella startled.
Bro, he's going 100 miles per hour on a regular street on a bike.
That was, you know what I said, too?
You're trying to die.
It was on West Hills by Roscoe and Jason, which is
like a street. Like, you're just trying to die.
That's some valley shit.
That's some crazy, bro. That was one of the craziest accidents I've ever seen.
And yeah.
Sorry, I've been like suffering from Ollie's breath, but so I gotta sit up real quick.
Right after I take his sweater off, it gets cold. I'm sorry, Baba. I'm sorry, Baba.
But nah, what's it called?
That's just crazy.
Well, I can see why you thought that it looked like she was trying to hold back the laughter.
So like a smile, like, cause I'll start
it's like an off guard,
it's so jarring. Like
the reason, all right, I don't want to say I don't feel as bad, but you know, like when you see something happen and like it's not their fault and it's just so sad but it's like, yeah, running from the police, going 100 miles an hour on a bike, it's a pretty risky sport you're playing there. Like, that's not I mean, motorcycle is already risky as it is, but it's a stolen bike. I guess they ran the plates and then he just took off, but they don't chase you if you have a motorcycle. They just got the helicopter on you watching you because you're going to have to go somewhere sometime because it's just too dangerous. They don't need to be. But he was still flooring that motherfucker. Yeah, that's a pretty crazy thing to do. You flying through intersections, bro. Yeah,
he's dumb as fuck, bro. He really could have drove like 40 or 60 miles per hour, cool in it. You know what I'm saying? Or even like swerve through traffic because I've seen videos like that and then hop on a freeway.
Is the other car like okay?
No, they got rushed to the hospital.
Yeah, 2 other people got hurt. But I've seen like chases where people are actually driving like kind of slow, like, and it's a police chase. But since they can't chase them or throw like spikes like that, like they can go at a pretty moderate pace. So it's like you're going 100 on the street, like you get 100 on the freeway, get to a freeway first, and then try to hit the dash, like, and then go to like 20 miles up and just see how far they catch it, like see how far they go, or like,
damn.
And then hop off and run behind a trailer or garage or something. Like he's going 100 on the street, like. You was trying to die.
That's
like
crazy. And you can't really get away from the fucking...
Nah, not when they get that bird on you.
Yeah.
Well, no, the bird. Yeah, you're right. The bird is over. They got your ass.
Yeah, because they do a really good job. Like, they have that whole pursuit very well. Like,
can you cross, like, city or, like, state lines or something? And, like, jurisdiction, they can, like, leave your ass alone, like GTA or something?
Nah. You could cross the border, though.
Yeah.
But that would be tough, like, when they already got you on there. Nah, you getting stopped. But if they didn't have the bird on you, yeah, you could cross the border. But, like, you cross state lines...
or like county, like let's say you cross over a county, but it's like we don't have jurisdiction to go into that county, like to get your ass back. But if you come back, you have a warrant.
Communicate and shit. Because also, even if like you're here and someone runs your plates, if you have a warrant, like nah, maybe you're right, cause I got a warrant in Santa Barbara still, and that shit ain't never popped up.
Yeah. Or like certain like smaller like county stuff, probably doesn't go.
It probably depends what the warrant is for though. Like if it's on some like little shit, then maybe it doesn't. I don't know, bro. Who knows? We got to get an expert on this podcast. When are we gonna get a cool guest on this motherfucker?
Let's get your brother. He's a cop.
Yeah.
Man, my brother on the podcast.
Bro, my brother's a cop. That's crazy.
Yours?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
My brother.
Nah.
Your brother's an op.
He's awesome.
Man, but. Just on the pod would probably be funny, but now he'd probably be mad stiff though.
We loosen them up. You get some drinks.
Whoa.
Nah.
Okay, I'll tell him you
Put
said
a roofie. Nah.
No.
I'm playing.
Yeah, maybe some drinks going or
playing.
something. Yeah, we got to get someone cool on this motherfucker, but I feel like, yeah, we do need another camera for that, and no one's trying to spin right now.
Yeah, not right now.
Yeah.
It's just
I just
like-
got some businesses to run, okay?
Yeah, for
that's the
real.
difference. I'm sick of people trying to get me to like go out and do shit. And it's like, look, man, if you work in a job, you're spending the allowance you get for those 2 weeks,
Exactly.
and as long as your expenses are good, you're good. You're not tripping if you're not trying to like build. Nigga, I'm running a business. I'm spending profits here, okay?
Yeah.
And I can't reinvest these profits if they're not there to spend.
Not in
Okay,
AMS.
another thing I hate about the cars, right? First of all, I'm about to get that new car added to the fleet. Oh, we just added a Sonata to the fleet. Well, we just added Alvi Sonata to the fleet. So we
Okay,
got a
nice,
little
nice.
rev split right there. That'll be
Nice.
straight. But then I'm gonna get the Model S. I'm gonna add that to the fleet. But I
got you.
fucking hate when people be like, "How are the cars doing? Oh, are you able to pay them off each month?" Just ask if I'm losing money each month. Like that's what it's like going to a bar owner. Like, are you able to pay off the rent and pay off your employees, or are you in the hole?
Well, don't get mad at their ignorance, bro. Because I mean, they just see you getting a car, and that's like a big investment. Like, oh, okay, so you must be doing well. But it's like they're not thinking from a business standpoint of
Yeah,
like,
must be doing
no,
well.
Like I'm not. Like I just bought the car. It's like
Nah, it is doing well. But
Yeah.
but if you asking like, yeah, so are
you
you
profitable,
able
like-
to pay off the monthly? Nigga, why would I have started a rental fleet? Actually, end it there. Why would I have started you start up a coffee shop? Are you guys profitable yet?
Well,
I mean,
because
fam,
like there's always gonna be these questions like, are you able to pay off the monthly, or are you able to pay off the insurance?
Yeah.
So it's like obviously that's what the first part of the business is gonna go to, and then whatever profits.
but that's every business. The whole point of every business is to pay off its overhead, and then you get in profit. You pay off your expenses, then you're in profit. But the average person, well, that's the thing. They don't know.
exactly. Be
No, that's why
well,
I'm
let him
tweaking.
express himself
I'll be
in his
tweaking.
podcast.
No, I don't be tweaking. I'm just saying, like,
dumb motherfuckers
like,
asking me
nah,
questions.
nah. See, I feel like a younger me was more like that.
If
though.
you was
Like,
a boss, you
someone
would know.
If someone asks, it's like the younger me, especially like with music, people ask dumb stuff, like I would get like
Oh,
irritated.
yeah.
I'd take it. Nah, I'll be chilling. But it is an annoying. Okay, and then I don't like when people are trying to get into the business and they asking me all this stuff, and then they're like, "Hey man, but the car I'd get, it would have to pay itself off."
Shut the
Fam,
fuck
don't
up.
just don't go in this business. Like y'all are gonna sit here still worrying about shit, and I'm gonna have more cars and be making more money,
Yeah.
and then you're still gonna have the same question. But do they pay off the
Yeah.
fam? Run a fucking business. Like don't ask. It's like if I start this coffee shop, I would have to be able to pay my employees and pay the rent.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, get some business. in
Yeah,
there.
that's probably yeah. You should probably try to. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want to be paying it out of
It's
pocket.
in the
and
name.
shit. But people, I don't know. It's because the cars be throwing people off, but also because a lot of people just do rent out their car to pay off the monthly. But nigga, I didn't buy several cars to just to have
Break
them.
even.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
all that, nigga. That's a stressful month, and you still. So even if that is the case, that would be a stressful month. We got COVID times. That's something I'm worrying about. So I just made modifications to the Challenger. It got a book in the same day. That was really cool. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if that was because I
Like
went
a
out.
price cut.
No, I got the windows tinted, and then I just took new photos of it. But it's like I'm doing things to make sure that isn't the case. So you casually asking me if I'm losing money is like, the fuck are you asking me that for? Like,
Yeah.
am I losing? Yeah, times are tough, man.
Like, actually, yeah.
Nigga, yeah. Can you help me pay off the rest of this car?
Down
Because
bad.
yeah, I have other expenses as well. Training is slowed up. My other fucking trading has slowed up too. I might need a loan, brother. Thank you for asking. I figured that's why you asked.
Yo, so what do you do on the months that's like, okay, it was slow, and you didn't like, it wasn't able to make the payment. Now it's just coming out of your pocket, right?
Hasn't happened.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Thank
See?
God for that
Right
Tesla,
there. You
fucking
see that?
moneymaker.
Motherfucker's ass is right there,
Yeah.
man.
But no, but worst case, yeah, you do have to pay it out of pocket. But that's the thing too, is like during those times, I'm not even thinking about profit because as the trips is coming in, I'm more. It was earlier on too, so the trips is coming in. I'm more just looking at my account, like, do I have enough to pay off 2 cars and 2 insurance? Then the other,
Yeah.
so it's like that's really what you're thinking about. So you're not just like, how much profit am I getting this one? Now I'm very aware of like the numbers and shit like that. But there's a lot of different things you could do to boost up when stuff isn't going well. You could get new photos. You could change the price.
Yeah.
I'm about to make stickers for the cars, so I'll drive them bitches around with the rent me sign. You can try to just try outreach. Once I get more cars, I'm gonna make a page for that, so I can always be showing them on TikTok, on BNC Rentals,
Yeah,
TikTok, Instagram, and nonstop. Just be flicking them up. Like there's so many things you can do, and the beauty of the rental business is like one rental can be a $500 payday. So you going and getting one rental can make a very big difference on clearing that monthly. If you just sit on your ass, it might slow up, and that's the scary part, is that a lot of things are out of your control. Doing it, and that's why people always be asking, like, bro, it would have to rent out. You don't believe in the business, bro. Like that's really, your mind isn't where you can believe in the business.
That's one of the things that I'm like, okay, if I don't make whatever I needed to make for this month for payment and insurance, I'm like, it's still my asset. This is an asset. I'm gonna use it as an asset. I'll probably go Uber.
And it's
probably
smart.
Go fucking Postmate. Whatever it is.
The only upside of that, or downside of that, is you're putting miles on it. And if you're looking to flip the car, or if it's a lease, for sure it's gonna be too many miles. And if you're looking to flip the car, you want to keep it low. That's why I don't even be driving them too crazy. But okay, in the case where I feel like you should have a cushion when you start, or just in general, if that does happen. You never, like COVID, remember, everything was shut down. A bunch of renters were having issues. So you should have that cushion, worst case, because it is unpredictable. But the worst case is, even if you do have to pay some out of pocket, say I have to pay $200 for the Tesla, it didn't clear. The Tesla would never not clear. Also, when you're doing your math, you need to be looking at everything needs to be 3 times. Say, look at a 15-day rental period, you should be at 3 times what the, if it rents out 15 days, 3 times what that cost is, including insurance. That also depends on the market you're in. They used to be able to look at it like 20 days rental is like standard. With this market, currently 15 is a little more likely. So you got to do the math before you get the car. And I think the biggest thing is the situation. Like, and looking back, I would have done shit way differently.
Okay.
But I forgot the last part we were saying. I said cushion for this shit. Oh, if you have to pay $200 out of pocket, I feel like or say $300, $400 is, I wouldn't be happy with that. But even to say it's like $200 out of pocket, you're still only paying $200 for a very nice car. And if that motherfucker wasn't renting out, shit, you probably was driving that motherfucker. I mean, but that's another thing of us being like content creators is, and just people that want to be successful, man, that motherfucker get you in the door. When I have that Model S, when I get my fucking Lambo Urus, it's a different conversation when you pull up and you chopping it up. So that in itself is, like they say, your business card that you might have only paid $200 for because your business is failing.
Exactly.
But hopefully that shit brings in more business.
Yeah.
But it's shit, risk to every business, bro. It's just about risk management.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons, like, since I've been researching more about options and shit, it's the best for the stocks for risk management. It's like you're only investing what you could ultimately lose. Yeah, but
and it's like how good are you at losing?
Exactly. So like, what's your risk threshold, right?
Your risk tolerance.
I am currently not good at it. Yeah. Bro, but I always be telling people trading, bro. One of my favorite traders I follow, 3 years not profitable. And then niggas for some reason just be thinking I'm like, oh, you be trading and shit? Oh man, you probably just be getting stacks every day. No. Well, I started trading probably like a year ago, so realistically any trader would be like, oh, so which point are you at? Are you at this point where you're still not whatever, or you're like, they know what it is. That's also crazy, bro. So many people have exposed themselves for not knowing shit about trading, because when I didn't know shit about trading and then I went to ask them shit about trading, they did not have, like, bro, I feel like I could teach someone so much shit about trading even before I was profitable or before being profitable, just because it's so much knowledge to learn. It's like you in college and you studying to be a chemist. You just off 2 classes could give me a whole lecture of all this stuff, but to a chemist, you don't know anything. You're not skilled in this. You're not a knowledgeable professional. And so being around certain people, I remember I was with dude, his dad had told me, like, or he told my mom, like, yeah, man, he's making like $750 a week, $550 a week. He's doing really well. He's making good money. I'm at his crib because he also make music and stuff, so we were chopping it up. He's like, yeah, I mean, I pretty much just look at these numbers and, like, you know, if it's going up, I kind of go. It's kind of complicated, but you know, you kind of get your way of doing it. Looking back, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, there's so many square ones to start out, and if someone tells you, like, I've been trading, but I'm not super knowledgeable, I'm just trying to gain more and more knowledge. And bro, there's a lot of stuff to tell them. You know, I just kind of look at this. That's like a doctor.
I like the chart. I like the way it works.
Exactly. That's like a doctor. Like, you know, I just get a feeling, and you know, you can just kind of tell. You're a fucking quack, bro. You're not no doctor.
You know, I had a little snaky doodle, so I was like, all right, that's a good one to get in.
And he could have been making bread though, because that was during COVID time, and everyone, if you was in a Discord, bro, take every play and you just making bread. 1K to 5K, 1K to 5K, 1K to. I mean, unless you just keep saying it. Huh?
Did the middle one just shut off?
No, that motherfucker been dead, bro. It's popping up here and there.
I didn't even see that shit.
But shit, it's a recording. So Oh yeah, Ollie boy finally chilling.
Yeah.
But shit, yeah. Anything else to talk about, boys? It's been a good time. I can't
It
even
has
lie.
been
Kind of a
good.
chill.
Yeah, I had a great
It wasn't
time.
that much like newsworthy like stuff that I felt like was like that we're talking about anyways.
I'm so happy to have conversation with you, just like with y'all.
Hey.
Oh, breathing on us and shit.
And bricked up, bro.
Nah,
Don't forget.
fucking
don't
you.
Oh
forget.
yeah. Welcome back, bro. We didn't even like say
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
about
Oh,
it.
yeah,
Yeah, nice to
I'm
have
so
you back,
glad. I'm so
man. We just
glad.
went right back to work.
Oh, yeah.
But the remote setup was honestly a vibe though. That was fun.
Yeah.
Now we know if any of us ever have COVID, it's super easy to do.
Super, exactly, bro. And even if you go on a trip, shit,
Shit,
maybe you could squeeze your laptop in there.
Yeah.
That's
Worst case,
perfect.
bro.
I like
We
that.
could finesse it. That's really the biggest draw from that. And yeah, people, bro, how did you guys
Fucking
hear him?
creators.
Yeah, man.
TikTok.
Little AirPod.
Follow us on TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh,
my
you're
bad.
about to
Yeah,
start
yeah.
dropping
YouTube
TikTok
shorts
out
coming
here.
soon. Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't
follow
wait.
us.
No,
You know, show love.
Hey, if you made it this far, we love you. Shout out Harris. I know you made it this far.
Oh, yeah,
I know,
shout
I
out to
love
Harris, bro.
man. These are the #1 fans.
Shout out to Harris. Shout
And
out to
Nas.
Nas.
Yeah. shout
Back
out
where
to
we
my
was at
mom.
with it. Get it right. Hey.
Where's Bobby
Girl, I
Schmurder?
don't need you, but you need me.
Hey, you might
Hey,
do a
we got
verse on
Bobby
this.
Schmurder on the pod.
Yo,
or White Pale Cyrus.
I just seen him at the gym the other day. I would whoop on him. Anyways, man, it's been a vibe. It's been a good time. We've arrived. And we out this motherfucker, man. Get it right. Get it tight.
Put it on me. Enthusiastically.
I love this stuff.
Whatever it is.